Upon the recommendation of the senior class officers, it is now my privilege to welcome today's commencement speaker, Tracy Lolita Burks-Healy, class of 1987, an amazing Mary Baldwin woman. Tracy translated her degrees in fine arts and marketing and communication into successful positions at Christian Dior and Donna Karan in New York. Then, as an entrepreneur, she launched her brand, Designs by Lolita, glassware instantly recognizable around the world with more than 50 trademarks and 2,000 copyrights. She will share her journey with you shortly, but she, like Healey, embodies all that a Mary Baldwin education fosters: confidence, the persistence and ability to learn from and overcome failures, the pursuit of a passion through creativity and innovation. She serves on the Board of Trustees and is chair of the Institutional Advancement Committee. This is truly fitting, as she has been a driving force for our evolution to a university, and she has designed a special wine glass for our 175th anniversary. The mother of two girls, a published author, a dedicated mentor to women across the United States, please give a warm welcome to our distinguished alumna, Tracy Burks-Healy.
First of all, I want to thank the mic guy because it sounds really good. His name is Gary. I met him yesterday. Thank you, Gary. It's working great. I have a picture in my living room of Audrey Hepburn standing under an umbrella, and it's making me thinking, she was just standing there. We are really walking in the rain today, if not singing. So let's round of applause for us. Hey, we're getting through it, right? Woo! Hello, class of 2016. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I am especially honored to be here as an alumni of Mary Baldwin. It is a dream come true, and I have to say how proud I am of each and every one of you that are here today, whether you're a student, graduate, or a parent, or a relative that has traveled far to be here. I am also very proud of this institution. We have all earned this. Mary Baldwin's earned this, but most especially the graduates. Come on, can you believe you're here today? It's here. The moment is here. I would also like to thank, in addition to Gary, Dr. Fox most especially, the Mary Baldwin Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, parents, my family, and most especially you graduates. You continue to be an inspiration to me as I go forward in my next moments. And I am here to help you celebrate one of the most amazing days in your life. You deserve it. This truly is your moment. I know a little bit about moments. My business revolves around them, believe it or not. This is one of those moments that will be seared into your memory forever. And there will be many more things you will remember about your days here at Mary Baldwin. Whenever I'm here and look at Ham and Jam, I always think they're alive and ready to pounce on the squirrels. It just seems so fitting, and they're just always there welcoming me to campus. And walking up those stairs to Hunt when I was here as an alum, before I was a graduate, I used to hear the boys say Mary Baldwin girls had good legs. And every time I come back to campus, I think, I'm going to take those stairs to Hunt instead of driving up the hill. Because I used to skip when I was a student, but I'm like, no, getting older, got to get those legs moving. I also remember fond traditions like Apple Day, capstone ceremony, junior dads. There's so many fond memories, late night studying. Wow, my heart couldn't be more fond of this beautiful place, and I know many of you feel the same way. I will never forget my time here, and neither will you, and I'll certainly never forget picking up my diploma in 1987. After 175 years of existence, our beloved college is now about to become a university. That's pretty incredible. We've had a lot of great milestones. Mary Baldwin is truly reaching for the stars, just as you are. It has given me many gifts over the years. And there's just something so special about these hallowed hills that will forever be a part of me and you. When deciding what to say to the class of 2016, it hit me. I've actually never let complacency come into my life. Even when I was counting pennies to buy paints to start my business, I never gave up dreaming that I could be a success. When I left Mary Baldwin, that is the feeling that I had when I picked up my diploma. And I think many of you can relate. You're not afraid to go out there and conquer the world. I realized that the absence of complacency was my story to share. The absence of, not complacency. Staying ambitious, curious, understanding the power of a little elbow grease, not being afraid to fail, are all things that are the opposite of being complacent. Complacency is not just a state of being, it's a state of mind that accepts fate without question. And we don't do that here at Mary Baldwin. It prevents learning, and most of all, kills the drive to make things better. It also limits you and allows you to succumb to the fate of your own thoughts. When we become complacent, we are dodging the bullets that we know are out there. We operate only in fear, exist only in lack, and accept our own negative self-talk. That you can never achieve more, never be better, never feel better, never get a better job, never publish that first book, never be happy. I know we all know people like that just choose to not be happy. Of course, this is all in our heads. Life throws us a lot of punches like aging, disease, divorce, losing a loved one, losing a job, and many more things. But even at a very deep low in your life, you can pull yourself up and out of it. We can't change what we cannot control, that's for sure. But it's how we react to those hard moments that matter the most. No one can get you out of stagnation except for yourself. We can do this by choosing our own thoughts. I have always been a dreamer. I still am. Dreamers are naturally not complacent. There is just an absence of it, usually. That is because, well, now isn't good enough. Even though I'm enjoying everything so much right here, right now, my mind is turning, and I'm thinking of that next best moment, of a better tomorrow. My brain is always on the next step. How to self-improve, what can I do next? How to improve my business? What's my next income stream, next business? I just don't stop dreaming. And I have dreamed big, and it has led to this, me being here right now, and it has really paid off. I have sold 18 million glasses since I became licensed in 2004. To me, it is still unbelievable. I want to share a little bit about my start and why the absence of complacency in my career has led to my success as an entrepreneur. Still pretty unbelievable to me that I'm 18 million glasses. Really? It's just hard to believe. Like, who wants to buy a hand-painted wine glass and, collect them? But a lot of people apparently do, and I'm very happy. And it's not just about the money. Certainly not for me. It is nice that I love what I do. I don't go to work, I go to play dates, and that's the way I look at it. Going back to 1987, and I can't believe it's been that long, I didn't have a job when I graduated. I don't know how many students here still are trying to figure it out. But I took off the day after graduation pretty much with a mattress on the roof of my car to Atlanta. And my parents said, you know what, you got 2 weeks. 2 weeks of money, and that's all we're going to give you. And if you can't get a job in 2 weeks, you have to come home, back to Virginia. I'm a Virginia girl, by the way. The next thing I knew, I had a job. I was so excited. At a mortgage bank, I was now a full-fledged receptionist. I had a desk, I had a paycheck. To me, that was great. One day, my boss called me into his office, and he said, You know, Tracy, the customers have been telling me what a great receptionist I have and how much the customers really enjoy your professional service and the friendly, helpful advice or putting them on hold and just not keeping them on hold, etc. I am going to promote you to a mortgage underwriter. Exactly what my personality type needs, right? And but I was thrilled. I was like so excited. And I excelled at that job. I did not let the numbers and all the mortgage details get me down. Class of 2016, take it from me. It's okay to start somewhere. Just prove it to yourself that you're good at what you do. And I should be looking over here more. Whether you're answering the phone like I used to do, or apologizing to clients for being on hold for the last 5 minutes, or even if you say, would you like ketchup with this? It's okay to start somewhere and prove to yourself, most of all, that you're amazing. So how did all of it begin for me with Designs by Lolita? Back in 2001, the idea came to me when my brain was actually on a little vacation. One night, on a girls' night out, I was handed a drink, a Cosmopolitan, in a clear, plain martini glass. All of a sudden, I had a product line in my head. The rest is history. I started selling my hand-painted martini glasses to friends. I noticed how much everyone loved them. My friends started collecting them, which I found really curious, and putting them in visible spots in their homes. They had to have the newest design or a glass for every moment, every celebration. For example, a birthday girl glass for that birthday girl to pull out every year. After getting my first few retailers, which, you know, not an easy thing to do, but I did, and seeing that I could barely keep them supplied with my product, I knew my idea was growing. I went national to the gift trade, and after hiring a few artists to help me reproduce the designs, then I got my first licensing deal, which changed my world and helped millions of people enjoy my product around the world. During this time of learning and failing and falling in the trenches over and over again and hopping back up again, I had realized that I had turned myself into a brand, not just created a brand. As many of you may already know, Lolita is my middle name. I'm named after my grandmother, Lola. And I always was teased about it as a child, so I decided to use it for something one day. And I did. I can attest to late nights, sore fingers painting those glasses. I mean, I think my biggest month I painted 1,200 glasses by myself for TJ Maxx or something, I don't know. And many tears of frustration, and all without a dime of investment from anyone. Just my own hard work. All this too with two little girls running around, one of which is here today. She's now grown. I had a good business model in my head prior to even knowing what I would design. I was driven. Even the most respected of my peers said I was selling out by licensing as an artist. But I didn't listen to the negative talk, the naysayers. You'll have a lot of those too in your life. But I didn't listen. I loved what I was doing, why I was doing it. I felt a calling to make people happy with my designs. I had a passion that propelled me and just kept going. I believed in myself when some people didn't. So how can we avoid complacency and get out of life's trenches? And I'm about to tell you just some of the things that I've used over and over again, lived and breathed over the last 30 years of my career. And since getting my diploma back in 1987. Number one, do not be afraid of elbow grease. Being in the trenches sometimes means just getting the work done. Tremendous hard work will result in an accolade, a promotion. Elbow grease has the power to replace complacence with ambition and tenacity. Woo! Work hard with enthusiasm, ideas will start flowing to you. Even if you don't know what your passion is yet, some of you may, which is wonderful. Listen to your intuition, your inner voice. pay attention to your gut. I can count the times I didn't pay attention to that little bird in my ear that said you shouldn't do that, or you shouldn't make that decision, and with those decisions came heartbreak, declining profits, a lot of hardships. So listen to your gut and that little bird in your ear and that feeling. Pay attention to that. That's a God-given gift, and I think a lot of people forget about that. 3, understand the importance of brain vacations. Your brain is an amazing construction of miracles. Just like any miracle machine, our brains need a break. Certainly after this, I'm sure you're going to need a little brain vacation. We can overthink, overstudy. If our brain never stops thinking or worrying, we won't be stopping to smell the daisies because we don't think we have time. We're going to be worried about the time. We're going to be worried about something. So give your brain a break, watch a funny movie, have a glass of wine, of course, in a Lolita glass. It's the great captive target audience right here. Your brain will feel refreshed. Your brain will operate better. Therefore, your body will operate better because our brains control our bodies and a lot of other things. And when our brains operate at high function, wow, what we can achieve. And you guys have done this. You're here today, but I'm talking about even going forward. Don't forget to do it. The next thing is truly being original. Run your own race. That finish line out there is actually yours. You create that finish line for yourself. No one can create your finish line for you. That line in the sand is yours. You drew that, okay? So how to get back to your original self if you get a little lost? Remember the things you loved to do when you were a little kid. Just remember that, okay, I like to ride my bike, or I like to climb trees, or have fun with friends. Well, if you've had fun with friends, go on a guy's trip or a girl's trip, or if you climb trees, well, just find something that'll meet that fun need to climb a tree. If it was riding a bike, that was one of mine. I just bought a road bike, and I'm now up to about 60 miles a week, and I just feel the happiest. I feel like a little kid when I'm doing it. So think back to when you were young, all of you, what you loved to do as a child, and try to build that back into your life once in a while. Exceed the expectations of others, and I think that's a given. Mary Baldwin squirrels always do, and if we don't, we usually the next day we'll do it the next day. It's just a reminder. It will always be noticed. If no one cleans the refrigerator in your break room, do it. If no one takes that low-level project no one else wants to do, just offer to do it. Make sure your boss notices these things. If somebody didn't take out the trash one day, janitor didn't show up, just do it and walk by your boss's office and go, look, I'm taking out the trash. Again, you'll always be noticed. Admire strong leadership. Strong leaders lack complacence. They refuse it. Some of the most successful people in the world, presidents, entrepreneurs, statesmen, on, they embody the opposite of complacence. Many, many of us here today embody the opposite of complacence, or the absence of. Tenacity, ambition, curiosity, anxiousness, never satisfied, grit, substance, elbow grease, you get the picture. Find some leaders you admire, follow them, study them. I have mine, they're my role models. Laugh. We can't take everything in life so seriously. It's tempting to, because life is just so hard. But if you fall in a trench, just laugh, and laugh at yourself. That's the best laughter of all. When you are knocked down, get up and get over it. Don't be afraid to fail. Successful people are actually good at failing. It's the non-successful people, and I'm not labeling anyone here, that actually are afraid to fail. It's the ones that are successful that actually just get up, dust themselves off, and start all over again. And that's the definition to me of a successful person. You just don't give up. You never give in. Be an original. And then the last thing is to stay curious. Curious people just never get bored. You'll never get bored if you're a curious person. In closing, I have some other points that I am hoping will stay with you, and I'll try to make this as short as possible as you embark on the Space Mountain ride of your life, because I promise it will be. If you are not fearful, you aren't dreaming big enough. Never stop dreaming. There is no short path to success. Life is like a martini. It can be shaken or stirred. It is even sometimes on the rocks, but it should be consumed with relish, most likely, hopefully, in a Lolita martini glass. I never stop selling. Money grows on trees, but you have to climb the trees, and there will be many trees to climb over your life. Be kind. Be kind, but don't allow others to take your kindness for weakness. It happens to kind people. It's happened to me all my life. I have to watch myself. Be nice to wait staff, always. I think that says a lot about character, right? Clap to that one. Woo! Woo! Don't be afraid of love. That's why we're here. That's why God put us here. God's about love. Love everyone until they prove you wrong. Take chances. Save your money. Love your school. Give back to your school. You have received much from this institution. It will never let you down in the future. You will lean on what you have learned here many times over. Exceed others' expectations in all that you do. Have fun. Life is too short, and I know you've heard that a million times, but it is true. Finally, the absence of complacency in your life and career will lead you to your passion if you already haven't figured it out. Your God-given gifts will show up if you just refuse to be complacent, and you will find out what your reason to be on this earth is. Okay, it's that time, graduates. Woo! Gals. Okay, gals, put a little lipstick on. Head out that door. Guys, iron your shirt before you go to work. Don't forget, I'm not trying to be your mom, but now get in that car and drive. Run your own race, stay curious, dream big, and go conquer the world. Thank you and cheers, congratulations, and may God bless the class of 2016.